Hello, hello, and welcome to CoCreative NoCode's office hours on this Wednesday, August 11th. If you are tuning in for the first time on Facebook or watching the replay on YouTube, welcome. We do office hours every day of the week, Monday through Friday, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. Pacific time, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. And this Friday, especially, we have a special guest joining us. His name is Eli Beachy. He is the author of 6 Bubble plugins, and he's the Ask All the Hard Questions person at AirDev. So he will join us and do Q&A for the first part of office hours on Friday, and then we'll do a build along as well. So it should be a lot of fun. If you would like to use that opportunity to take us up on our offer of a complimentary session, go ahead and comment on this live video here now in our Facebook group, and Kim will send you the details. If you're watching on YouTube, if you haven't already, join us on Facebook, and that's how you get your access to the complimentary session and to ask questions live, because we do broadcast the office hours live in the Facebook group. So go ahead and join the Facebook group and comment on one of the live sessions, and Kim will send you the details to join us on Friday so you don't miss out on Eli. Thank you, Jay, for your patience while I redid all of that. And I will stop sharing because I know you have something to share with us and get started.
Yes.
Awesome.
And can you see?
I can.
So this is all working okay. You click on, if you click on the wrong thing, it does that. If you click on the right thing, it does that. And then a custom state that's a list is tracking which are clicked on. So okay. And then when you click on 5 of the right ones or whatever in a row, you get a success message. So there's a couple of things about it that are not perfectly smooth. One is when you click on one of these and get it right, what I want to happen is for the one you just clicked on to stay, but I'd like the rest to shuffle. So that's one thing. I don't know what order we should approach these in, and if we'll approach them all today or not, that's fine, but let me lay them out. So I want that for one thing. The other thing is when you click on one, I want the timer to automatically reset so that, like I don't click on this and now I have to wait. And I think that it's doing something because I set up a custom state, but I don't think it's doing it either consistently or fast enough. So that's the 2 main things, is the reset the timer and shuffle everything. And here's how it's built. This here is just a text statement with a lot of conditions that are based on this statement.
Okay.
And this came straight from Gabby Roman's tutorial, pretty much. I mean, it's a little different because I don't have, the same setup on her timer, countdowns and timers tutorial. But I can't say that I have a really good understanding of how it works, which is one reason I'm having challenges getting this to do what I want. Okay, and then when you click on one of the things, you go here, and how it's built on this end is every 1 second, here's the baseline time. And then every 4 seconds, because 0, 1, 2, 3, it has another custom state that's this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really understand why this works. And then that sets a state, which is the display of the random images. And that's how this is set up. So what I did was set it so that when you click on this, when you make your selection, I tried resetting the start time, like clearing it, adding a pause, and then restarting it. But that didn't seem to really work. And I don't know, maybe I really don't know.
Okay.
And then for the shuffle, I tried to set a custom state on the page, on the repeating group, so that when this changes, or one of these changes, I can't remember which, then the condition says when that happens, do a random sort, but it doesn't actually change the sort.
Mhm.
It's just the same random sort as it was a second ago.
Yeah, I have seen that. I've seen that complaint a couple different times about random, like the random function in Bubble. So let's tackle the timer thing first.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
you want to reset the timer every time you click.
Yeah.
Okay. And right now it's just resetting based on the time. Like when it gets to 0, it resets. And show me how it does that. So do every 4 seconds, you set it to 4. Vegetable God's current date and time. And that's what's showing on the screen is Vegetable God's current date and time. Show me what's shown on the screen.
This is what's shown on the
Parent
screen.
group's date, and the parent group's date is current date and time. And then Vegetable God's current date time format as seconds. 4. Interesting. Yeah, I'm not sure what's happening there either.
Yeah, I just kind of did wild guesses until it worked.
Yeah,
there was not a lot of logic behind it.
Yeah, just show me on the page again. What's happening? Like click on the on the preview page.
So here's that statement, like I left it here so we could see it.
Got it.
And I didn't know how to format it to go the other direction, so I made this conditional. But this is just text, and this is the actual expression that we're looking at.
That's the timer. Okay.
Yeah,
so we have
this,
okay. And then that's just
a text statement, and the variable is a custom state based on this. When this happens, this custom state changes.
okay. And that's set to random.
Yes.
And is it
Yes.
random?
It's random, but another thing I don't need to ask about today, but maybe on Friday, is sometimes it repeats, like berry, find a berry, find a berry, find a berry. So that's like 9 seconds of freaking find a berry. And if there's none on the page, that's pretty boring for a user. I'd like to be able to control this better, but I'm not worried about it today.
Okay. All right. So go back to the workflow that's resetting the thing, the timer element, the actual timer element. So the way that you reset that is that value Vegetable God's current date and time plus 4 seconds.
Yes.
That's how you're resetting it. Okay, so you want to set that same custom state every time one of the things is clicked.
Start and bingo challenge. Where'd it go? There it is. That's not right. Why is it showing me that? It's a little behind. A little exhausted.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay, so there's 2 set there. I think they should be the same.
Yeah, so since you have two based on the condition of whether it's correct or not,
Yeah.
then what I might do is create a custom event reset timer. and then just trigger that custom event at the end of each of those workflows.
So, okay, so,
Yep, click there to create a custom event.
yeah, I clicked. Now I'm waiting. Now
Oh, okay.
all
It's
together.
just slow editor day.
Yeah.
You could probably just copy and paste it from the other one. Says the woman who constantly retypes things.
So, copy and paste this. As
No,
I'm look-
no, from the top.
Ah,
Yeah, copy and paste that. And now you could actually trigger that custom event from the work from all three of those workflows.
okay.
Yep,
Okay.
that's all you
And
needed.
then the button workflows as well
At the very end.
at the very end. And then, does this stay or go? Let's see. That clears them. This sets them. So it's,
You don't need to clear them if you're setting them to something different.
yeah. There was some reason that it had to be cleared. Oh, the type has to be cleared. Because otherwise, I don't remember.
Yeah,
There's
Yep.
some reason.
there's a
Okay.
reason. I got it.
That one's fine. And that one, I guess, is fine.
Is it
So
working the way you
I
want or
don't
no?
think so. I'm watching, does this reset? Let's see, I gotta, that's the, okay, that reset. That reset. It's hard to look at the screen and the thing at the same time. That reset right away.
Yeah, but we also have the reset even on a wrong answer. So you could just click a wrong one and see if it's resetting.
So, yeah, it's resetting on all. But I mean, I don't think that's bad because you don't, I mean, I don't know, from a gameplay point of view, and again, I'm not a person who plays games, but if you give them 3 seconds and, maybe it's too easy, they can click around,
Yeah,
and then it's boring when it's too easy. And there's no sense of urgency.
yeah, I mean, I guess in the actual game of bingo that I have played on my phone before, they like even after you answer, you still wait for the change, right? Like it doesn't reset it and ask you another thing immediately. So like if you find it immediately and you tap the answer, you still have to wait for the timer to go out.
I think that, so I played this a lot yesterday while I was trying to make it work. And then actually I played it instead of my stupid, pick three game for a while, just to kind of relax. And I found it that having to wait, I didn't
It
really
was
like it.
annoying. Okay.
It kind of was boring. This isn't a very challenging game, although hopefully, you can learn things. If you click something that's wrong, you get the hint. And that's why I wanted to also resort, because when you only have a few left, it's really, like, that's, you're waiting for that one. You just sit there and wait, keep the cursor here and wait for it to say goose foot, and then you click. That's
Right.
boring.
Yeah. Okay. I gotcha.
In addition to which, I have more icons, and I also will be adding more, and I don't, that would make it more interesting when new ones pop up.
Do you want to allow them to have a wrong answer, but then get the right answer? Because you could take the reset off of the wrong answer.
No, I think that you should get it wrong. Once you get it wrong, it's wrong.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm an unforgiving type of person.
Got it. Remind me never to get on your bad side.
No, do not. Nothing will happen, of course. I'll just be starchy.
Got it.
Okay.
Awesome.
Is anyone else waiting? I don't want to hog your time.
Oh, got it. Well, we just have welcomed Sander and Nathan. So welcome to both of you. Hi.
Hello.
Did you have something for today?
Yeah, it's the same as last time. So the backend workflow we set up last time together wasn't working. So yeah, it's exactly the same. I will share my screen. Maybe is Nathan already ready? He can go first because my app is not open
Oh,
yet.
got it. Nathan, did you have something ready for today?
Sure, mine's really just a data structure question.
Sure.
I could potentially share my screen, I guess, but I've gone down a path, and I thought I knew how I wanted to organize this data, and then things started getting long, so then it made me start thinking, should I break it up? But let me share my screen real quick.
Second guessing the database is actually a very common thing, I think.
Yeah, and I thought I knew how I should do it, and then let me go to the kind of just the front end of it real quick, just to set the stage. So we're dealing a lot with museum assets. That's what we're dealing with, and then we've created 6 different asset types here.
Okay.
Within each of these asset types, so there's some additional fields. So all assets will have these common fields up top, and then depending on which of the assets down below, there's some other things that we want to collect. So the big problem is our artifacts. There's like 14 different fields, because as a museum we have all the metadata that goes along with it. So what I have it set up initially is just assets being one thing. We have an asset type, which I was using an option set. And then my idea was I just made a list of all of the possible fields that would be needed, no matter which of the asset types it is. So I just created a list, but this is everything except the other 14 that I need for the one specific type of asset. So then I went in my head, I went to the question, should I have a different data type or for each of these 6 different asset types, so then I can collect the specific information that is only needed for that one asset type. Does that
What are
make
you
sense?
planning to do with those fields?
So this is basically a virtual museum, a display site. So I don't have any of the pages live. So from a search standpoint, they can search by keyword, by category, and then by asset type. And then based on that search, which is what you've helped me with already, based on this search, we'll have a list of everything that matches that search, and then they'll be able to view all of the information. So depending on which asset type, so some of them are videos, so that it'll go to a page that has a video player. Some of them are just images. Some of them are the artifacts have multiple images and all of that the metadata that'll be displayed. So depending on which asset type it is, there'll be one of 6 different display pages as well.
So based on what you've told me so far, I don't see a reason to separate out those data types. Because if you do, then you're going to start mixing data sources for repeating groups.
Yeah, that's what I was worried about.
And it's not, and once you determine a type of category, then you're only going to be filling in the fields for that specific category. So it's not really going to save you any space, because the space is going to be taken up in the database in general, no matter where you put it.
So basically how I have this set up, these are this section. So this section right here, let me try to see if I can hide some things. That section right there, the color, that changes based on the 6 different. So I have 6 different groups that contain just the fields that are needed for, and these are showing, these 6 different boxes are showing based on what is selected out of this drop down here.
Yeah, but it's so that's separated. But then when you're doing a search, like if you're ever going to want to search and constrain it by one of those other fields that's part of a category, you're going to want it in the same data type, I'm thinking.
No, I think I hadn't looked at it from a search standpoint. I was looking at it from a.
Yeah, I think most of the time when I'm looking at a data structure, I am thinking of searches, because that's where Bubble slows down. Like in the user experience is when it has to do like complicated searches. So the simpler the simpler you can construct a search and then make your data structure match that as much as possible, then the better for Bubble and your experience.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So for me to be, if these were 6 separate, for me to be able to search these keywords based on each of these, I would be running 6 separate searches.
Right. It's that keyword. Yeah, it's that keyword part that is specific, like especially important for this, is because if any of those other fields that are category specific are going to be containing the keywords that you want to search, then you're going to want to have that all in one data type.
Okay. So yeah. the data type, I'm going to end up with like 40 or 45 fields within the asset data type.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, so here's the thing is that, and actually Juan was just bringing this up from the Ultimate Guide to Bubble Performance, is that there is a hidden field that you don't have access to except through search called any field, and it duplicates all of the text data that is in the other fields of your data type. And so like you want to be, so if you have 45 fields and they're all filled out and they all have content, that could start to get really bulky. But let me just like share my screen and I'll show you.
Yeah, and I while you're doing that, they would never all be filled out.
Exactly. That's why I think you're fine.
Yeah. And only one sixth of them will be filled out, based on which category type or which category asset type it is. So
right. And the other thing is like just looking at, where is it? We call this app setting now instead of website. Like there's only one thing in the database for this. So the searches for it are really fast because there's only ever one thing. But like these are all of the fields. And this is basically what controls Canvas, right? It's the heart of the Canvas template. Right. And like, so, there's tons of fields here. I did have an app and it was slow. And it was because it had I'm trying to think. I think it was like 4 megabytes of text data, which is a tremendous amount of text data in one field. I had no idea. And then I opened it and I was like, that's crazy. And it was like really slowing down loading the page, because whenever you do a search for something, it's going to return all of those fields, and that's a lot of text to return. So you
Right,
do have to be like slightly careful with that. But yeah, it's like,
Well,
this
I
is not a
started,
concern. And then the user here, oh, they've cleaned it up a lot. This is a lot less than usual. But yeah, they're like, we're not really like, I have apps with 100 fields on it on a
okay,
data type. So I
okay,
think
well,
you're
that's-
okay.
yeah, that's good to know. I went down that path because I would think, I've seen it where people do, a user has first name, last name, date of birth, and then all of the address, and then all of the other thing, so where you could do house or address is a natural grouping of things that you could pull out, or different things that you could pull out.
Yes.
It made me think, well, I've got 6 different categories, maybe I should pull each of those out and then just connect it. And so I just didn't, I hadn't thought through the search, and that means everything to me now.
The times that I do expand out is when I need to keep a list of sets of data. So if I need an array of things that have particular attributes to it. So an example would be, if I have a user and I was keeping track of like all of the companies that they had access to, like multiple things. So if I had a list that I needed to keep, and each of those things had a set of information, then that would become a separate data type, and I would just keep the reference list.
Sure, that makes sense.
Okay.
Because you would never need to search. If you were going to search the details of that list, you would search it differently and not necessarily search the
Well,
user would be a part of that search, not the only thing that you're searching.
Right. And it would be a necessary complexity. Any complexity there would be a necessary complexity to what I'm doing. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Hey, that makes perfect sense. So good. I appreciate your insight. That's really all I have. I'm still building, so I don't have I'm not stuck anywhere else yet. So I'm still working through it.
Awesome. Thanks,
Tonya.
Yeah, no worries. Sander, did you get your app up?
Yes.
And welcome to Calum and Thomas, who have now joined us.
Hello.
Good to see you.
I will start with sharing my screen. Oh,
I will stop. I will stop sharing so you can.
So this is the screen. So what I have done is here the button. If we click this button, at first he creates a style. That's fine. Only when he don't exist and he exists on the API, then he made a call. And then here we click on schedule the API flow, current date or time, and then the style code we send to it is the one of what we create here.
Okay.
Then when we go to the backend workflow, this is the run Stanley Stella. This one we did together last time.
So the first thing I noticed is the style code there, like, is you were just using a text, right?
And that's a store. So here we have all the things.
Oh, Sander, can you go back to the API workflow, run Stanley Stella? So their style code should be a text, right? It shouldn't be a thing. Because you said the result of step 1, did you create a style code thing in the database? And were you trying to pass that in, or?
I have to check to be sure. I will check it first. Create new style. Yeah, it just style code is just gonna be texts.
Okay, so step 4.
Wait, I can check it here. Yeah, it's here. It's style name and style code are just text.
Okay, and go to the last action in the workflow. Go back to the workflow.
That's
And
the run.
last, yep. And so, yep. Okay. So you're just passing the text in there. Okay. I just wanted to double
Yes.
check. Okay.
Yeah, just the one we create here. So here he's taking out it of the API call we do,
Mhm.
style name and style code. And then here is just taking it out of step 1. So that's
Perfect.
it.
All right. And then back to the API workflows. So you're going to schedule an API workflow.
Yeah, this is the one we scheduled, the run Stanley Stella. And then what we do here is a store. We run the store because there are a lot of products in this, so it's a list of items. And then yeah, from here we do store, and store is just create a new article, and that you have to do for the whole list.
Okay.
And I have no idea. And then yeah, run that one again because it's a list, or do it
Nope.
automatically?
Nope. You don't have to do. You don't
So we
have to
can
run that
remove
again.
this.
Yeah.
I know it's because you have to do it each day.
Oh,
So-
okay. Got it. So that's the workflows to schedule it to happen again one day later. Okay.
Yeah,
That works.
indeed.
Yeah.
So that works. And then the store is just create a new article. And then here with all the things we create. So it should work. But then if we click here, I have to search for a code of that's API. It's this one. Yeah, we don't use it yet. Okay, when I click, wait, first I will show you the database styles. Okay, so now we have these 3. When we click add, then it takes some time. Okay, so now you see he just adds the name. So he's taking it off the API, he add this name, so that's working. Joiner vintage do it calls. If we refresh the data here, it works, but the other data is still empty.
It's still empty. Okay.
And
So
it's stay empty for forever. So I don't think
go to
the
your logs.
API is working.
Yeah. Go to your logs on the
But
left-hand
that's
side.
just,
Nope.
yeah, that's also strange. Also here, it don't say anything. So
Click search
where do you see search?
over there. So 2 minutes ago and now. And then click search. Yeah.
Yep.
And then we want to see where the API, there's the API was called.
Wait, is this one?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And then.
So
scroll
create
down.
new style, that's, yeah, it's strange. But here it says past.
Yep. So that passed and it started running the workflow and it created the style. And then it scheduled the API to run. And then the next run Stanley's Stella, the event condition passed, and scroll down a little. And it says that it's processing list to run on. So keep going.
So yeah, this is the whole list from the API he gets, so that's
Mhm.
fine.
Yep, that's the list that we wanted it to run on.
Okay, it's a long list, as you can
It's a very
see.
long list.
Yes.
That
I'm
might be
keep-
why it's breaking.
Yeah, it's a long list.
How many is the list?
400 items, I guess.
Okay, so we might have to like figure out how to break that apart. Because I think there's a limitation on the information you can get back from an API call in Bubble. So I'm not really clear on that, but this might be a really great question to ask Eli on Friday. I can also ask Juan. Hang on, let me see if he's available.
Very smooth plug for your Friday call there, Tonya.
What was that, Calum?
There's a very smooth plug there for your Friday call.
I know, right? I'm sounding so pro these days. Join us on Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Eli Beachy from AirDev will be joining us, and he has all the answers. No, he would be mortified that I said he had all the answers. As any of us who know we don't know everything would be, but he does know a lot of answers, and he's very amazing. And he will be here with us on Friday. And if anyone would like to join for a complimentary session of CoCreative NoCode's office hours, you can comment on the live here and Kim will send you a link.
That was smooth.
Thanks. I've been practicing. Apparently this is my 82nd office hour session. 82nd. I went back and I counted. Yeah, so this is the
more till you have to have some kind of party. All those parties certainly suck on Zoom.
yes, we should have a party. We had a little bit of a party. Calum and I celebrated because yesterday was my 1-year anniversary on Bubble. So let's see. I'm waiting to see if Juan can come and maybe have a thought here on the limitations of getting returns back from API calls. We'll see. I wonder if we could just say the first. Yeah, let's try and see if we can limit it just to the first like 50.
Or
API.
yeah, just 20 maybe then.
Yeah,
Just checking.
let's just see if we limit it, if we can get it to.
Um,
So yeah, and then
Almost.
say items until,
20
yeah.
or 10. Then it's fine. Okay, just run it again.
Yep.
Oh, I have to search another code. Okay. What do we want? Okay. Yeah, that's perfect. That's the name of the product, so that's already fine. If you go and take a look to the database, he created.
Okay.
And yeah, this one we do manually. So
Okay, so let's go back to the workflows, the backend workflows. Let me just see the store, the API workflow store. And so we're creating a new article.
you want that I click on it?
Nope, what I want you to do is go to the database and go to, right now you're looking at all styles for
Sorry.
the articles. So it looks like the
Okay.
articles are being created. we needed a second step there to add the article back to the style that you created.
Yeah, of course.
And maybe check and see if it was getting all of the information before.
Yeah,
Like-
I
like-
have all information.
No, like ask so check and see if so you have 251 entries. So I'm just like wanting to see if the other, scroll down so that how many of the other ones were you getting? Like, were you getting enough
okay.
of them?
Oh, I have to check it, but I will check it later. That's fine.
Yep, but it looks like you're getting the answers. You just need to connect it there. Yep.
Okay, so here, make change to a list of thing or just to a thing.
Just to a thing because you're running that on a list. So you'll just
You
make,
do it one by one.
right. And it's, what you want to make the change to is you might have to pass in the style, right, into the original workflow and then pass it into the second workflow there. So like go
Okay.
back to the page. So go actually right where you are, run Stanley Stella for the style code. Instead of having it type text, have it type style.
Okay, let's search. Oh, it doesn't work. Okay. Yeah.
And then now what you want to do is go into your schedule API workflow store on a list, the first step there. And
Yeah.
nope, the run Stanley Stella.
Oh,
So
sorry, yeah.
there. So you want to run the API call on the scroll up. You want to Stanley Stella API call, click on it, click on that expression there, because you want to make that style code and then add style code. Because we changed it from being text. That's
Yeah.
why we did that.
Okay.
Okay, now we have to go back to the page where you are calling it and change what's being passed in.
To it is dashboard.
There you
Okay.
go. And now take off style code because it shouldn't be, yeah, just results of step one should work. And then if you click out of it, it should be blue.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah. Okay. And then now go back to the API workflows, the backend workflows again. And click on the second workflow, the API workflow store, and put in as one of the parameters, put in a style of type style. Okay, and not a list. And then go back to the first one, the API workflow. And on step two, actually step one, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. No problem.
At the bottom there, you should have a parameter and pass in your style code.
Oh,
Now you can refer to it in the second one, make changes to the style code.
yeah. Okay, and then I have.
And you just add in the article, right?
Okay, I have to search out how I built in the database. But okay, I will figure it out. It's
Awesome.
it's working. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Hey, Thomas, do you have something for us today? Are you a licensed driver again, all over?
Yeah, I am. Yeah, I've been licensed, but I just had to renew it. Mine expired long ago, and I'm just being
Well,
lazy about it.
in Arizona, I don't have to do mine until what, 2044?
2044? What?
Yeah, you get licensed and you're supposed to update your picture every few years, but you don't have to actually do tests or anything until you're like 70 something.
No, your driving licenses expire.
Mm-hmm.
Ours don't. You take it when you're 16 and that's it. You can drive till you're dead.
And that's it. You're done.
Yep.
Great.
But that means that they don't make enough money on you.
That's true. Yeah, they're not capping.
Yeah. All right. Back to my original question. Do you have something for us today, Thomas? I'm having a bunch of feedback from your.
Yeah, I'm actually driving. Can you?
Oh, got it. Okay.
It's still very feedback.
Yeah, it's a little bit crazy.
Is it a little better now?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Okay.
Perfect.
Okay, cool. Can you pop into my Lydium application and just run as a user on the index? I just want to show you the problem I'm dealing with.
Any specific use?
Yeah, so right now I'm working with the multi-file uploader and I
No,
figured out a hack.
any specific user that I should use? You said run
Yes,
as a
yes,
user.
SkyPro.
SkyPro, okay. Okay, I'm there.
There just happens to be the loudest noises all at once. So if you pop into that last, if you just click on that last card, you'll see the files at the bottom left corner were uploaded perfectly, right?
Uh-huh.
So now if you exit out of here and on the top right corner, click on that down menu.
Click on
On
this.
the top right corner in the header. Yep, and then go to my post. And then click on that one. It's not transferring files. And I know why it's not transferring files. It's because I'm using custom states to reset the group containing the multi-file uploader. That's a multi-file uploader that says plus add files. And I can't figure out how to transfer the uploaded files onto this card right here. And also while at the same time keep the custom states alive so I can, you know, minus an item if I don't want it anymore, if that makes sense. Does that,
Maybe
does that
it makes sense.
Yeah.
So if I click here, what's the type of this pop-up?
What is the type of this pop-up? You're gonna have to pop into the editor to see what's going on. I don't remember.
It's just the index page, right?
Yep.
Okay. So pop-up A does not have a type.
Is it pop-up A? I'm trying to remember where I put. I think I may have put that pop-up inside a reusable called public posts. I'm sorry, I wish I was in front of my computer so I could
Okay.
show you everything here.
So
Public
public
post.
job posts.
Yeah. I believe the pop-up is in here.
Okay.
Yep.
So it's type job post. And then the files here, groups, files, name, and then this is a repeating group, I assume.
Yep.
Parent groups, job posts, files. Okay. And then when I go to back to the index and I'm looking at create job post or what's the second
create job.
pop-up? This one?
Yeah, create job post is, this is where you add the initial files. So you can see inside that reusable.
And this is the pop-up that's
Boy.
not showing or the group that's not showing the files, right?
No, the group that's not showing the files is it's a page on the index called, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. I believe it's the pop-up is in sub-menu, reusable. Yeah, sub-menu reusable. So this is where you would edit, right? In this particular situation.
Okay.
Yeah, and then this is where I'm having a bit of a hard time transferring, because if you see the data source is connected to the custom state, so I can, you know, minus items and all that jazz. But once I switch that to parent groups files, I can't like minus the item, right? If I were editing, trying to remove a file.
So when you are, instead of setting this data source in this way, so it looks like the repeating group, like the custom state is empty.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's happening. It's a custom state's empty, And so it's displaying nothing for that reason.
So when I click on here and then I click here, so I need to set the custom state on this click.
Did I not set that there? I guess I probably didn't set it. I thought I did that.
So
Custom
what's
state
this
should be in the-
called? This is called this tile. What is the tile called? Group job card. I guess it would be in the submenu.
Gotta jump way back in 10 if you're still on.
You're taking off, Calum?
I've got a quick edit everything and back.
Oh, okay.
Right. Hey.
Where's the element?
Which
That's-
element are you looking for?
The one when I click here, what element is this? Like, where do I find it? Because
Yeah,
it's this
you-
workflow.
You will find that in the personal repeating reusable. Personal job post reusable.
Or
Yep.
personal or public? Personal.
Public
Okay.
is probably, yeah, personal. Personal is
Okay.
what goes in there. Yep.
Trigger show pop-up from sub menu.
Don't know if this is still an active custom workflow.
Well, it's
Might
doing
just be something I
something
did
because
during-
when I click on it, this happens. So that is working.
That's right.
So from
We're
sub
connecting
menu, there's a
pop-up.
workflow.
Yep.
Display
submenu.
data.
This is what you helped me out with like 3 chats ago, pretty sure.
So, okay, and then what we want to do is we want to set a state. How do I get to that state that is not working well? Do you remember its name?
The state
Repeating
that was
group,
not working well is in the submenus.
uploaded files, value
Yep.
is files.
Up-
There we
yeah,
go.
public.
All right, and so if I refresh this. There you go.
Amazing. Can you click on the X? I just want to see if one of the X's. Yep. Yep. That's amazing. And can you just save and then see if it does anything like in the database?
Nope, I didn't.
Didn't do anything.
So yeah, so we have it removed from the custom state list. And so now on the save, we have to resave the list from that custom state. Do you want me to do that?
Yes, please.
Okay, so it's this pop-up here, save,
I would just say, yeah.
make changes, job type, files, add list. Actually, what we want to do is we want to set list.
Set list. So cassette list would allow you to subtract an item.
Yep, exactly. So come on, Bubble. I changed something. You should prompt me to refresh. What is wrong with you? Bubble's like, if you're overworked, Tonya, I'm overworked. There we go. Now it's the change is
Sweet.
sticking.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're
I have to take a
welcome.
closer look to see what you did exactly. It seems like you just set a state on the custom workflow. Is that what you did?
Yeah, what I did was, so you were populating this repeating group in as the list of a custom state instead of actually showing the files that were on there. And you were doing that appropriately so that you could remove files and like add files and things.
Right.
And so what I did was on this custom workflow to show the pop-up, I just added a step 3 where I set that state because it was empty. So it just needed to be set on that click.
Gotcha.
And so I set it to be the current workflow jobs post files. That gives you your base number of files to work with. And then on the other one, when the save button is clicked, we made the changes and I just changed it to set list instead of add list.
Perfect. Makes
Yep.
perfect sense. Thank you again.
You're welcome. Back to Jay.
Okay.
I will stop sharing.
Okay. Okay, so I made a repeating group that when this timer hits whatever, or no, when you click on one of these, it changes. Nope, wait a minute. Okay, wait, is it not working now? Yeah, and then but it ends up moving everything. So that's not gonna work, but at
Well,
least it's
okay. Well, so hang on. So the crown thing is a state on the cell, right?
yes, there's a group in there. Here,
Right. Okay. And it's like when,
that's that. When the page's custom state contains the current cell's categories display, then this is visible. And then the way it works is there is a workflow with an animation that makes it appear and disappear. Oop. There it is. So when the state is this, animate this, set this state, which adds the number, this current cell index to a list to get the winning column.
okay.
And then animate something else and then trigger the custom event we just made.
Right. So we need to make sure that we're setting the, like, does the crown state need to be tied to both? I know it needs to be tied to the cell index, but does it also need to be tied specifically to the vegetable it's covering? Like, can you reuse vegetables in your random sorting?
So I'm not sure how to answer that, but I mean, the green square, the crown, is just where they want a square. So yeah, it does need to be tied to, I mean, well, I guess it doesn't. It needs to be tied to the cell index. Because how they win is,
By getting the answers in a row.
yeah,
Okay,
this is
so
how,
right, so you already have the cells in a state, like the cell numbers that have been won essentially.
yes, yes.
So then instead of tying the group state to the vegetable, tie it to the index.
Okay. So,
So the condition, so whenever current cells in like this group cell or whatever,
when current cells
index,
is in that that
or
cus-
when the list, right? So I don't think you can say is in, so take that out, the current cells index, and instead refer to the custom state. that's keeping track of the index numbers. Bingo cells. Oh,
I think it's this one.
okay. Bingo hide contains current cells index.
It wants a little more.
Well, what's that? Is the vegetable gods bingo hide? Is that a list of numbers or what is it?
It ought to be. Oh, maybe that's the problem. Okay. I have the wrong custom state.
Yeah.
Well, so this is just controlling its visit, like its color, but it's actually showing up from a workflow, that animate workflow.
Okay. And then, so what I would duplicate the state, like what's above, and then remove that other condition, and then tie that animation to this same statement, right? So like on the click.
Okay.
Actually, I don't think, because it'll stay the same. Because that's just showing it, right?
Yeah, this just shows it.
Let's just try it and see what happens.
Yeah, that might be enough. Oops, it's still loading. This is significantly more challenging. I don't know if it's any more interesting, but it's harder. Yeah, I have to slow it down. It's moving a little too fast.
Oh, it stayed. Did you see that? We just have to make the other thing do the same thing. And we have to make sure it's in front of the vegetable.
Sure, it's in front of the-
But the cells are staying, so that's good. We got part of it right.
Yes, so now it's just a matter of hiding that image when it isn't where it needs to be. Okay, this is a big step forward, I think. And then the other one, it seems like that should just be streak. That doesn't make sense. Okay. This is the expression now. And this is the challenge type is, the type of vegetable family.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I'm confused. Oops. Well, this doesn't make sense. Because there is no current cell. Okay, that can't be right. I also created a state that's a number. It's just it just adds every time that you click on an image, it adds a number up to 4, although I think that's arbitrary. And then when it gets to 4, it clears the state. So we go back to the default, which is just a random sort. So it sorts by type descending yes, type descending no, which is enough of a mix-up. That's okay. But I'm not sure how to tie it to this. So and I can do this with a number like that, but what I don't know is how to apply a sort here, I'm not getting the option I want. Just a second, my whole computer's like, ah, no. Okay. Copy. Yeah, so when I go here and click more, I don't have an option of sorting from here. Not sure what to do about that.
So find a vegetable gods bingo challenge, which is what that's a list.
It is, let me double check, but it should just be the name of something. But I could probably make it a, add a number to it maybe, so that the condition isn't sort, it's a number. There it is. It's an option set. It's not a list because you're just clicking on the one thing at a time. And then when you click on it, the current cells index, that gets added to a list.
Okay. And then, yeah, I'm still not clear on the question. There's a lot of things happening.
Yeah, yeah, there are. There's so many custom states. So the question is this, I want a little more control over this because sometimes it's repeating itself. Like it might say find a nightshade 3 times.
Oh, got it.
So I
Okay.
figure if I mix up the sort a little bit, then maybe the less likely. And then, well, I think that's enough. Sometimes it shows something like, let's say you're almost done, then you've only got 2 options left. Let's say they're nightshade and goosefoot, but it's showing, you know, there's like 7 kinds of things. So you might cycle through 5 things before you get to one that matters, which is kind of boring.
Right.
And I think when people play actual bingo, it's sort of the same deal, right? You
Right.
might not have. So I guess that's okay. It just feels like when you're holding a game on the phone in your hand, especially, then you know, your whole mission is to tap, 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 not to wait. You know, you need to be engaging with it.
Yeah, I think. I mean, if they've already seen a nightshade, but is it still possible that there's another nightshade? That
I guess it will be as I add more. You know, I pretty much ran out of icons.
okay.
But there's a lot more kinds of vegetables. And for the purposes of this game in particular, I originally was going to use them for something like a visual display of what's in your patch, which seemed kind of stupid because I also have everything's going crazy on my computer right now. I think it's time for another computer, like an additional computer. Because I also have, just one just for the big stuff and then one for my actual. I've also got this, which this sample user, I'm not a user right now, but this would normally be a picture of whatever they actually have, their actual photos. And so I don't know that you need a cartoon-like representation. I'm just trying to think of what to put on here that's engaging, fun, and useful, you know, that will help people, you know, connect with the app. I talk to everyone I know who grows vegetables, which is a shockingly large amount of people, and, which I love.
That's good.
Yeah, and a lot of them, I mean, I'm asking them, what are your pains? You know, what would you want? And most of them are just kind of like, I never thought about it. So this is what I have now. That's why I made the icons. And this would just be like, this user has 3 plants of tomatoes and 2 plants of artichokes. I don't think that's especially helpful, especially when they also have this, which I think is more helpful. You know, it gives you a lot more information, and you can make a note or add pictures, you know, whatever you want. You can do stuff. So I don't know what my point was. My point was I need more visual stuff. I think that was my point.
My point is launch.
Oh, I'm waiting for my VA to get back from vacation so we
Okay.
can load the
You're ready, Jay. You're ready to launch.
Yeah, I don't need all this stuff. I would launch with just this alone and this. That's enough. And I'll just hide this until it's perfect. But honestly, by Friday, this, if not by tonight, this should be done.
I
And it
wouldn't,
only.
yeah, it's already amazing. So yeah, just finish it up so someone can actually like win it. But yeah, this is great. Like you have done more visually, like challenged yourself to make things like than anyone I know, honestly, in the bubble world. Like your creativity is just insane.
I hope it gets picked up on Showcase, and I'm probably gonna put it on Product Hunt. I mean, I don't think it's a great fit for Product Hunt, but a lot of the kind of people who use Product Hunt are the
Mhm.
kind of people who started gardening over COVID. So I'm
Like it's
hoping that people get excited.
yeah, it's really impressive. So
So I'm thinking next about, I'm gonna add some more games because this was way too much fun, not before launch. But I was thinking about setting up a like a, you know what companion plants are? Some plants do really well together, like tomatoes and
yes.
marigolds, that they have mutually beneficial relationships. And people really like that. And it's fun and it makes your garden nicer. So I was thinking about doing a game where you see like one plant and then you have to pick the companion plants and maybe drag them and drop them, because I love drag and drop.
Yeah, that's
But I'm
fun.
not sure what happens. Yeah, I was thinking last night about other things. So this, I don't know if I need to sort it or I need to start excluding it or put a pattern in to the way it's displaying.
Yeah, like
these.
I might just keep track of like what's been asked already, and then I don't know how I would do that exactly. I'll have to think about it, but yeah, it's like
Add
you
each
might
one
want to
to the list.
filter out by something that's been like asked recently, or at least like if you could just say like isn't the current item, you know what I mean, or something like that, so it's at least changing every time. So, and Sander asked the question if he could ask his question about the Trello board on Friday. Yes, absolutely.
Awesome. That will be interesting to many people.
Yeah. So
Maybe I just do 2 alternating states, bingo challenge 1, bingo challenge 2, create them at different places in the flow, and then have them alternate the way, if this one, I don't know, maybe put a number on it. I thought about putting, no, I haven't done it because, why, but I thought about putting a number on. Here's what I have now for these icons I'm working with. So I've got the type, that's the family, and then what it is, and then what it looks like. I thought about putting a number on it, and then that might make it a little easier to sort. Maybe the bingo could be something like only even. I could work with my modulos, which I'm really uncomfortable with, and that might be better.
okay.
I'll
Yeah.
try. Let you know.
Yeah, there's an answer here to it, but I've definitely seen that problem with the random function in
Not being
Google
as
before.
random as I want it to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Anything else, Thomas or Sander? And Sander, can you remind me what your question is?
Which question?
The question that you wanted to ask again about the Trello board?
Yeah.
I remember that I didn't have an answer for you. I'm trying to remember what the question was.
Yeah, on the left side, we need a column, so a repeating group with all the requests. And then we have 5 columns next to it from Monday until Friday. And then
Okay.
we can drag and drop to each day we want to plan
Oh,
it.
the drag and drop, like dragging and dropping in and out of repeating groups, which was also a question I think Jay had, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
Did
And
you-
that's why you said, okay, got it. Yeah.
Sandra, did you look at that Trello clone tutorial on the Bubble Academy?
Yeah, but it was not there. They just work with one repeating group.
And do you need those, the long columns where you're the Monday through Friday? Do they have to be repeating groups or can they just be groups?
It can just be groups, yeah, but they need to exist data, because what I want is if I drop something into it, the data field planned on day, should change to the day where we drop it. So I have a data fields on my request that say, okay, I plan this on which day, and then if I drop it on Monday, it should change to Monday. Do I drag it from Monday to Friday? The data field also should change.
Have you tried doing a do when condition, a do when in the workflow, or I don't know if this will work at all, but when that draggable item is dropped in Monday, then it's then doing a do when this
The
group and do when if you change it to Tuesday.
The problem was that if I want to, what was the problem? I try a few things. I can check it out again.
I mean, I'm sure you've tried a million things, right? I'm just throwing it out there in case.
Yeah, I will, before Friday, I will try it again a few times. Try to find some solution. And if I don't find it, I can always ask it maybe someone else on Friday. Have any idea what's the best setup for it? Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thomas, did you have anything else?
Nope. I'm good.
Are you home now?
No, I'm stuck in traffic. I missed an exit. And I'm like
Oh,
bashing myself for missing that exit. I'm like, added another 20 minutes. Damn it.
I have that effect on people. I
Man.
definitely
Yeah,
have that effect on people. People
was
will
just
miss their
distracted.
exits talking to me all the time.
Yeah, it's just distracting. But no biggie.
No biggie. All right. Well, Calum said he was going to come back, but he's not back yet. Let me ping him.
I have a question. I don't know if you wanted to go all the way to the third hour or to 3 o'clock here. Well, 3 Eastern time.
Yeah, go for it.
Still.
I'm good to go.
So for the messenger, I kept I keep thinking about the list of things that I want to do. One of the things that I want to do to the messenger that we were working on was when a user sends a second message, for example, right, consecutively,
Mhm.
it would hide his name or her name,
Oh,
like
got
you
it.
see in a messenger. Yeah, and I was trying to think about how I would get that to work. I imagine probably through conditionals, but yeah. This app is a little broken. If you want to, you're welcome to jump into mine in the case everything is set up perfectly, if that'll save you time.
So where is it? Is it in Lydium or is it in a different one?
It's in Lydium, but yeah, it's on the page sample.
Sample.
Yeah.
All right, so that would definitely be probably a conditional on the name things. Let's edit this element. So parent group message creators full name. So we would probably want to, this is not in its own group, or is it? It's in
The name and then the chat bubbles are in a group so that the reverse repeating group does its thing.
No, say that one more time.
The name within the repeating group and then the chat bubbles are in a group so that the reverse repeating group element renders the reversing the repeating.
Okay.
The element
I'm just going to put a
itself.
separator here just so I can see it.
Sure.
So there's nothing in below here, or is it hidden?
No.
No?
There's nothing
Okay.
below. I actually stacked those two chat bubbles talking of exciting things to do.
Got it. So this is the group that you're talking about hiding. Drive safely,
Yeah.
safety first if it takes you a second to answer.
Of course. Yeah, I don't know. I don't want to hide the group as much as I want to hide the name after a second chat is being sent.
But isn't
a
this
second
the
message.
group with the name in it? Oh, you want to hide the
Yes.
name, not the creation date?
Yeah. No, actually, yeah. Just hide it all.
Hide it
creation
all?
and the name. Yes.
All right, so this is a text element. Okay, so here I'm going to group these elements in a group. And then I'm going to make this group not visible and then make it visible when how do I refer to the previous cell? When
I was thinking if it was like some sort of like, if this is, and then like is less than or greater than a number, then display or not display. But I couldn't figure that out.
It'll come to me. Hang on a second. There's a way to do this. How would we reference the previous message? Because that's what we want to know. So what I'm thinking through here, and maybe you can help me think through it, is the message that's previous to this. If it's the same creator, like, or if it isn't the same creator, then I want to show this. Does that make sense logically? So what I'm trying to do is I need to reference the messages creator, the previous messages creator, because if it's not the same, then I want this to show.
I'm still trying to think that through there.
So like my question is like, how am I going to phrase that? Like, how do I get to that? So if I say,
You can hear me well, right? It's just not.
yeah, I can hear you fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, you're good. It's not coming to me, but I'll probably be up all night until I figure it out.
Oh, well, not another all-nighter, please.
I went to bed at like 1 in the morning.
That's not too bad.
Yeah, it wasn't 4, like
That's good.
Sunday night. I stayed up till 4 a.m. on Monday. Let's see.
Yeah, it's tricky one. I was trying to think through it, but
There's gotta be a way to grab it.
So
Like-
you were, just to recap there, you were trying to kind of a way to reference the previous person's message, right?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I want to grab the like, this goes to my point that Bubble doesn't, at least I don't know, and maybe someone else does and can enlighten me, but from my memory of working in JavaScript, you were able to grab like the index number of a thing in a list. right? And so
Mm.
you could like, so you could grab that and then you could reference the one before it, right? Or the one after it. And Bubble gives us the current cells index, right? When current cells index, and then you like, it's a number that you can use, right? So when parent, like, but I can't grab the one before it. Like I can't say current cells index -1 creator like equals
Yeah.
current, like this group's creator or parent group's message creator, and then like then show something conditionally. So
Mm.
it just makes it a little like it's a
little more
little
complicated.
circuitous, right?
Yeah.
So like parent group's message, and I don't want to do a search, right? Because you don't want to do a,
Right.
you know, you don't want to do a conditional with just search on each one. I mean, because even if I do it, I'm not sure I could get it, right? Like do a search for messages where the thread equals parent group's messages thread, right? And created date is greater than or equal to parent group's messages, or less than or equal to parent group's messages created date. Or maybe I should just say less than. And then sort by created date descending. Yes. Search for messages. First item. And then creator. First item. When the first item's creator is not parent group's message creator, then this element is visible. Let's try it. Who should I run as? Doesn't matter.
Cool. Yeah, whichever one says Sky Pro, that's the one I usually.
Whichever what?
Sky Pro,
Skype. Okay.
or it should say Sylvia's. Yeah.
That
Sweet.
kind of
It looks like it worked.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll fix it up, but yeah. So it looks like you did a search for, and then you can or rather you ran conditions.
Yeah, so I did a search in the condition, which I'm not entirely thrilled about, but I mean,
Right.
hopefully it won't slow things down too much. But basically what I did was, let's go back to the reusable. What's it called? The chat? Messenger reusable? Okay, so what I did is on this now hidden group. No, here. Let's reveal this in the. Oh, hang on just a second. I'll be right back.
Sure. Take your time.
Sorry about that. I'm back. Okay. Yeah. So what I did was I took this group here and I made a condition. And so I used the current cells message. So I searched for messages where the thread is the same thread and then the created date is less than the current cells message, right? So all the messages before it, right?
I get it, okay.
And I sorted that by descending so that the first message in the list that I'm creating here would be the message right before this message. And then I said, when that message's creator is not this message's creator in this cell, then I want to show this.
Okay. There you go. But yeah, you said one of the things that you're worried about is because you're doing a search for, it might just drag about a little bit.
Yeah, because I mean, it's like now I have a conditional that's running a search, but here's the thing, it's the exact same, it's the same search. So maybe it won't be so bad. Like, because Bubble is
Yeah.
smart enough to know like when you're doing the same search over and over again. So hopefully, I don't know.
Yeah.
But if it starts to slow way down, like there's got to
Yeah.
be another way to get at it.
Gotcha. If you look at the previewer though, I managed to figure out how to do the collapse. It turns out that
Oh, that looks great. How did you do it?
so it turns out that we accidentally left that group there, the collapse group, as with the setting collapse on when that should be off.
Oh, okay, got
Did
it.
that make sense? Yeah.
Yeah.
So we still stacked, but we got rid of the collapse because it's no longer doing, when it's hiding, it's no longer doing any sort of collapsing.
Got
It's
it.
just showing.
It looks
Yep.
great. Good work.
I'm gonna fix it up, make it look prettier. But I think the next thing is that I want to figure out is how to get little dots to the right of the names on both the repeating group and the actual cards, where it shows like, okay, like a green dot that says you just got a message.
Oh, okay. Like over here, like
Yeah.
notifications.
Yeah, like a green dot that says, okay, this person, you would see, okay, this person sent a message, or a one with a grayed out background circle.
Yeah.
Just something indicating that you just got a message and you open this.
Got it. Yeah, we could totally talk about that. So the way that it is done, I'm trying to think where I have a messenger working in Canvas.
We did it, I think, in the previous chat with the double checks. Oh no, but that's only if it was red. That's right.
Well, isn't that what you're trying to do?
I guess.
Is
Yeah, I
show
guess
the
if
number
it's
of
not
unread
red.
messages.
Yeah, that's right. So just follow that. I'd have to
I think
go
that
back
was
and
all the
find
way
that
back
video
in
too.
June.
Yeah.
And I might have messed it. I think we might have messed it up since then.
Okay,
Oops.
gotcha.
We might have broken
I don't
it.
mind making this messenger I'm working on really pretty and then somehow replicating it and giving you access. I don't know if you wanted to
Yeah,
still
definitely.
use it as tutorial stuff.
Definitely. Yeah, the group chat, I think we were messing with it. And I don't know if it looks, it's so not pretty anymore compared to what we've just done. So, but basically there's a workflow when when they open, like when they click to open it. So if I go here, so when I click to open this, it would run a workflow that would take all of the messages that were where this current user wasn't in the list of read, which is of type users, and it would add their name to it, right? And so then you would just be doing a search on this thread for the number of messages that don't contain the current user in the red field. And you would put that number inside of a dot. You're humming me.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up with what you're saying.
Yeah,
That's
okay,
me. That's
so
me, like
the,
really confused too.
so what we would do is in our database here, we've got a message,
Mhm.
and the message is referring to a thread. It's got a text, it's got an image attachment, and it's got a list of users total. And we would just make one more called the red list. And we would make this of type user. And then when it's created, when the message is created, we're going to go ahead and add the messages creator to the list of, actually, I forgot to make it a list. Hang on a second. So it's of type user, but it's a list. Right? So when I create the new message, the red will automatically have the creator added to this, right? And the other person won't be added to it. So then when I do a search of the messages for a thread, so going back to your page here. So when I do here, there's going to be like, you'll make the dot with the number in it, and that group holding that will be visible when the search of messages of this thread, constrained by the red does not contain the current user. Then it's going to be, if that count is more than 1, then this would be visible. And then the number would be the total count of messages in that thread that don't have the current user in that red.
Gotcha.
Here.
So it sounds like it sounds like we're using a data type there, the red of type list of users, where in this list you have either read or unread, and then it changes, it modifies that when a message is sent, right? Is that what's going on?
Yeah, so what's happening is, here, I'll just build it on mine, even though it's a little broken.
Perfect.
So we go here to the chat page. I actually want we do want the chat page, because that's where that repeating group is. This one.
Yeah.
So I'm
It
gonna
might not
just,
display anything though. Just letting you know, it might not display because we did break it. I couldn't quite figure out how to fix it.
oh, that's okay, because I'm just gonna build it here. It's fine.
Cool.
So if I do let's see. Want a shape. Where is the shape? I know there's a shape here. Here, shape. So I'm just going to draw a shape here. Let's make it. Yeah. So here I have my shape. And then I'm going to put a little bit of like a tiny little text in there. Just big enough. Be like 10 maybe. And then I'm going to take those two things, the shape and the text. No, not you. I want the shape. Oh, the shape's behind there. Well, I'm going to draw it outside of there, and then I'll drag it in. So you're going to shape. Gray, black line, gray radius, parent. There. Almost a circle. If you press shift when you're coming in from a corner, it'll keep proportions, so it will keep a circle.
That's good to know.
Yeah. And we'll just make this color. Right. And then I'm going to want a little bit of text. Okay. And there we go. And now I have this group. I want to drag it over here into the repeating group. And then for the text element, so I want to look at this parent group. So the conditional will be do a search for messages where the thread is equal to this group's no to current cells user. So, okay, so messages where the users contains current cells user and users contains current user. Current users and the red does not contain current user. Count is greater than 0. Then this element is visible. And then we'll make this not visible on page load. And then the text in there, what we'll do is that same search for that conditional here. But instead of the count, like being greater than 0, we're not doing it as a condition, sorry. It's actually the text. Count. Okay, so then one of these. Contains, got it. So for group A, okay. Now what I have to do is I have to make some messages that contain both those users. So actually, it might just work because we didn't have that red before. So if I go to data, app data, users, and I run here. Yep,
Sweet. Yeah, I am going to study this blog poster a little later, just because of the driving.
Gotcha. No worries.
And then I will get back to you if I have any questions tomorrow.
Awesome. That sounds good.
Thank you.
Perfect. Anything else for me today, Jay?
No, that was great. Thank you so much for your help.
You're welcome. All right, we are going to be back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific time for office hours again. And then on Friday, don't forget, we have Eli Beachy is coming as our special guest, and he will be running the Q&A and the prototyping that we'll do, some sort of build along. So if you would like your complimentary pass to a CoCreative NoCode office hours session, go ahead and comment on the live and Kim will send you the details. And I will see you back here tomorrow evening. Thank you so much for Jay and Thomas and Nathan and Sander and Calum and Kim for all joining us today. I appreciate your presence always. Thanks so
Have a
much.
great one. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Take it easy.
Thanks, you too.